From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.
Good day. This is Dateline Malacañang. Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. on Tuesday graced the 5th State Conference of the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, or UNCAC, implementation and review at the Ceremonial Hall in Malacañang Palace. Anchored on the theme, Pagpapatibay ng Kultura ng Integridad sa Bagong Pilipinas, or in English, Strengthening the Culture of Integrity in a New Philippines, the 5th State Conference aims to gather anti-corruption advocates and integrity stakeholders to provide relevant updates on existing efforts to combat corruption in the 3 branches of government and the constitutional commissions. The Philippines is one of the state parties to the UNCAC that complies with its treaty obligations to develop and maintain policies that promote society participation and reflect the principles of the rule of law, proper management of public affairs and public property, integrity, transparency, and accountability. Let us listen to the speech of Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. during the event.
On November 6, 2006, the Philippines ratified the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, or UNCAC. On that day, our country made a bold commitment to fight corruption not just within our borders, but alongside a global community of nations. Almost 2 decades later, it is an honor and a privilege for the Philippines to host the 5th State Conference on the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, Implementation, and Review. This gathering is made more meaningful for our country as we set the course for a Bagong Pilipinas, where truth is our strongest currency and integrity is a cornerstone of our national identity. In 2014, we institutionalized the Integrity Management Program, or IMP, providing a clear anti-corruption framework. It served as a tool to enhance both individual and systems integrity across the bureaucracy. However, a decade into its execution, several challenges persist and prove to be unexpectedly complex. Gaps in implementation, evolving political climates, and systemic vulnerabilities remind us that the war against corruption is far from over. With this conference's theme, Pagpapatibay ng Kultura ng Integridad sa Bagong Pilipinas, we are called to go beyond implementing policies and protocols and to look deep into our core values to strengthen the culture of integrity. We must shift away from merely enforcing compliance with laws, rules, and regulations to steering our people towards the practice of integrity in their daily lives. Integrity that is rooted in katapatan, malasakit, pakikipagkapwa, and bayanihan. These need to be reinforced and sustained. This is the kind of transformation that we envision, which guides not only our systems of governance, but our behaviors as citizens of this Bagong Pilipinas. Yet we all know that lofty ideals will not suffice. People expect results, and results demand action. To build a government founded on integrity and accountability, we must adopt comprehensive and interconnected strategies. We are combating corruption using a 2-pronged strategy. First, we streamline and digitalize processes that avenues for corruption become nil. At the forefront of this strategy is our initiatives like the Government PH application and e-marketplace, which transform how government services are delivered. To further strengthen our digitalization efforts, I signed the new Government Procurement Act earlier this year. It establishes standardized electronic bidding and payment systems, amongst others, through the enhanced Philippine Government Electronic Procurement System. This shall be used by procuring entities, suppliers, manufacturers, distributors, contractors, consultants, and service providers to further increase efficiency, improve compliance, minimize the risk of corruption, reduce paper usage, and create a more detailed audit trail. The integration of data analytics with the procurement process facilitates informed decision-making by procuring entities and the identification of suspicious, fraudulent, and non-competitive practices. This will in turn provide transparency and proactive government monitoring, thereby ensuring judicious government spending. By streamlining and digitalizing processes, we are improving the efficiency and fostering trust and accountability between government and the public. Complementing this is our second strategy of empowering the people to participate in good governance. It is done by promoting full public disclosure of information in the way that we do business in government. Through the electronic Freedom of Information platform, citizens now have avenues to exercise their right to vital government information. Our national budget, which is detailed to the project level, is published online, allowing our people to know how much and for what public funds are being spent on. The new Government Procurement Act also includes measures that ensure the accessibility of procurement processes and contract implementation information to engage observers and civil society organizations in procurement and make all procurement-related conferences available for public viewing. These efforts align with the IMP, which is now being reformulated to better address systemic challenges and to adapt to the ever-changing political landscape. Further, with the provisions of the UNCAC, we continue to collaborate on the international front, emphasizing the importance of global partnerships in combating corruption. By learning from and working with other nations, we strengthen our anti-corruption mechanisms while reaffirming our place as a proactive member of the global community. Together, these interconnected efforts form a united approach to fostering a government that is efficient, accountable, and reflective of a nation committed to placing honor and integrity over self-interest. Let the Fifth State Conference Resolution 124 you presented today be a powerful pact between us and the Filipino people, between today and the future that we are determined to create. What you sign today will echo our commitment to fighting corruption and protecting the trust accorded to us by our people. Let us envision a bagong Pilipinas where integrity is a steadfast reality, deeply ingrained in every part of our society. Let us make this promise we fulfill, for the future is ours to shape.
You just heard Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Dateline Malacañang.
In other Malacañang news, Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. joins the nation in mourning the passing of former Senator Santa Nina Rasul. In a statement posted at the Office of the President, or OP's social media page on Tuesday, the President expressed his profound sadness and extended his condolences to the family of the former senator. It added that being the first and only Muslim woman senator to serve the Philippines, she championed equality and uplifted marginalized communities, leaving a lasting legacy of service and empowerment. Born in Siasi, Sulu Province, Rasul passed away on November 28th at the age of 94. She served as senator from 1987 to 1992 and from 1992 to 1995 and authored 8 laws as chairperson of the Senate Committee on Civil Service and Government Recognition and the Committee on Women and Family Relations. Rasul was a member of the government peace panel that successfully negotiated peace talks with the Moro National Liberation Front, or MNLF, under the administration of the late President Fidel Ramos, and also served as commissioner representing Muslim and other ethnic minorities from 1978 to 1987. After her term as senator, Rasul continued her advocacy to combat illiteracy and founded the Magbasa Kita Foundation Incorporated, which advocates for the promotion of literacy, peace and development, and women empowerment.
Dateline Malacañang.
Malacañang on Tuesday said it has nothing to do with the impeachment complaint filed by a coalition of civil society leaders, sectoral representatives, and advocates against Vice President Sara Duterte. In a statement, Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin said, "The impeachment complaint is clearly the complainant's independent initiative." Bersamin added that the office of the president has nothing to do with the initiative. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. earlier discouraged lawmakers from pursuing the impeachment of Duterte, noting that it would be counterproductive and is just a waste of time. The complaint filed on Monday was endorsed by Akbayan Party List Representative Percy Sendanya to the House of Representatives. It cited culpable violation of the Constitution, graft and corruption, bribery, betrayal of public trust, and other high crimes as grounds for impeachment. Vice President Duterte is in hot water due to alleged misuse of public funds of the Office of Vice President and the Department of Education, or DepEd, which she previously headed.
Dateline Malacañang.
Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. on Monday expressed alarm over the sighting of a Russian attack submarine in the West Philippine Sea, or WPS, saying it is very worrisome. The submarine was first observed 80 nautical miles west of Cape Calavite in Occidental Mindoro Province on November 28th. In an ambush interview after leading an event in Marikina City, the president said any intrusion in Philippine waters is quite concerning.
Sir,
Let's
sir,
just,
how
let's
concerning
wish
is,
Merry Christmas to all of these people.
but sir, how concerning is that na merong Russian
All of that's very concerning. Any intrusion into the West Philippine Sea of our EEZ or of our baselines is very worrisome. So, yes, it's just another one.
The UFA 490 is part of the improved Kilo 2 class diesel electric attack submarines produced by Russia. It is equipped with 6 torpedo tubes, weighs around 2,350 to 3,950 tons, and has a top speed of 20 knots. In a statement, the AFP said they immediately dispatched the Philippine Navy after receiving the report to monitor and address the situation, ensuring the security of Philippine waters. It added that the missile frigate BRP Jose Rizal, which also has anti-submarine warfare capabilities, was sent and has established radio communications with the Russian submarine, which confirmed its identity, crew complement, and navigational intent. The AFP said the Russian vessel stated it was awaiting improved weather conditions before proceeding to Vladivostok, Russia, adding that Philippine naval forces, including BRP Jose Rizal, escorted and monitored operations to ensure the submarine's compliance with maritime regulations within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. The AFP reiterated its unwavering commitment to safeguarding the country's maritime sovereignty while maintaining professionalism in interactions with foreign naval vessels.
Dateline Malacañang.
Meanwhile, Philippine National Security Council or NSC Assistant Director General Jonathan Malaya said the Russian submarine was exercising freedom of navigation. In a Bagong Pilipinas Ngayon briefing, Malaya said the Russian submarine also immediately identified itself when it received a radio challenge. It said it just finished conducting a passing exercise with the Royal Malaysian Navy off Kota Kinabalu and was heading back to its base in Vladivostok once the weather improved. Malaya said the Navy's monitoring of UFA 490 went off without any incident. He added that the Russian submarine departed for its base later in the day.
We're concerned, or we're very concerned about the presence ditong Russian attack submarine sa loob ng ating exclusive economic zone. Kaya nga naman ay nagpadala tayo ng mga assets dito. At nagkaroon tayo, partner, ng radio challenge. No? We challenged the attack submarine kung ano ang ginagawa niya sa ating exclusive economic zone. At sumagot ito. No? Ang sinabi niya, nagpakilala siya, na siya ay itong Russian attack submarine at sinabi niya na galing siya ng exercises, PASEX exercises with the Royal Malaysian Navy sa Kota Kinabalu sa Malaysia, and on the way niya pabalik sa kanyang naval base sa Vladivostok. No?
Okay.
At sinabi niya na inaantay lang niya na gumanda yung panahon. No? Kaya siya nag-surface. No? At ipapaalam niya sa atin pag ready na siyang bumalik sa Russia, no, sa Vladivostok. And eventually, nung kinahapunan, ay nagpaalam din siya. Sabi niya ay babalik na siya sa Russia.
Okay.
So, naging maayos naman po yung ating pagmamonitor dito sa Russian attack submarine na ito. At every step of the way, kaagad-agad nating minonitor at inalam ang kanyang ginagawa. And let me just emphasize, partner, na ito pong parte kung nasan siya namataan, hindi siya territorial sea ng Pilipinas. Okay? Nasa high seas siya, nasa exclusive economic zone. So, technically, the Russian ship is exercising freedom of navigation.
National Security Council Assistant Director General Jonathan Malaya.
Dateline Malacañang.
In other news, the Presidential Communications Office, or PCO, on Monday said the administration of Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. has pledged its full support for the annual 18-day campaign to end violence against women, or VOW. In a news release, the campaign, which runs annually from the 25th of November to the 12th of December, as mandated by Proclamation number 1172, Series of 2006, aligns with the government's goal to uphold women's rights and address all forms of gender-based violence. The PCO noted that the observance is further bolstered by Republic Act, or RA 10398, which declares November 25th of each year as the National Consciousness Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women and Children, or VOW-C. Under this law, government agencies are tasked with raising awareness about the prevalence and impact of violence against women and promoting its elimination. The PCO said the campaign began on November 25th, the International Day to Eliminate VOW, and will culminate on December 10th, which is International Human Rights Day. The PCO cited the Philippine Statistics Authority, or PSA's National Demographic and Health Survey in 2017, which revealed that 1 in 4 Filipino women aged 15 to 49 has experienced physical, emotional, or sexual violence from a partner, relative, or acquaintance.
Dateline Malacañang.
And finally, Philippine Department of Migrant Workers or DMW Secretary Leo Magpayo on Monday welcomed Nanay Celia and Tatay Cesar Veloso along with Miss Joanna Concepcion, chairperson of Migrante Internacional or MI, and Miss Josefina Carolina Pinquian, Deputy Secretary General of MI, to his office in Mandaluyong City. Secretary Kakdak shared positive news, noting that their daughter, Marites, had returned home from Saudi Arabia and received financial assistance upon her arrival on November 29th. The DMW Secretary also informed the Veloso family that they would receive additional financial support to improve their home, which was originally constructed with the initial assistance provided by the late DMW Secretary Susan Toots Ople. Kakdak expressed hope that this funding would significantly enhance their living conditions in Nueva Ecija province. During their meeting, Nanay Celia expressed concerns about their eldest grandson who declined to participate in the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority or TESDA training offered by the DMW during its recent visit to their hometown. In response, Undersecretary Dominique Rubia Tutay suggested that a series of psychosocial counseling sessions could greatly help him prepare for the training. Additionally, the Veloso family sought DMW's assistance in checking with the Department of Foreign Affairs or DFA regarding the possibility of a compassionate visit with Mary Jane. Secretary Kakdak assured them that he would inquire about this matter with the DFA. They will also receive medical assistance from the OFW hospital in Pampanga province to address their healthcare needs.
Dateline Malacañang.
Before we conclude our program, Radyo Pilipinas World Service of the Presidential Broadcast Service is heard over the following shortwave frequencies: 9.475 MHz, 15.640 MHz, and 17.820 MHz. You can also visit our Facebook page and YouTube channel at Radyo Pilipinas World Service. You will be able to hear and view our Filipino and English programs, including news updates here in the Philippines. Kindly subscribe, like, and share our posts as well. And that concludes this edition of Dateline Malacañang. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this is Leo Magpayo. Good day and stay safe.
From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.